Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show. 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 Dub Show. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show.
It's been a minute since we used the actual theme to start the show, but
Long overdue.
welcome to the Mizzle and Dub show. He is Dub. I am Dub. He is Mizzle. What is wrong with
Had
me?
your coffee this morning.
No, but I have my OJ, so I should be fine. Boy, you want to talk about some excitement this past weekend in the wide world of sports.
Mm-hmm.
There was some excitement to say the least. Well, first, let's just get this out the way. If you did not enjoy the World Cup final, something is wrong with you, because Argentina and France gave you everything that they possibly could, and why not with the world's greatest game all around the world except America?
Yes.
Why would it not come down to penalty kicks?
Why not?
And I mean, yeah, two of the biggest stars in football, in Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe, they both delivered.
Put on the show.
Messi had the hat trick.
Yes.
Mbappe had 4 goals, but for Argentina, they finally get the monkey off their back, because it has been since 1986
definitely
with
for Messi,
Diego Maradona. And for Messi, he gets it off the back as Argentina wins their 3rd World Cup, their first since 1986, of course, with Diego Maradona and the Hand of God goal.
Yes.
In Mexico City, oddly enough, where part of the World Cup in 2020 is going to be in Mexico and Canada and the United States. So 3 different countries.
Got to get there.
Hosting, and well, Levi's Stadium will be hosting some games.
Yes, got to get there.
You might have to get there to Santa Clara.
Might have to just spend the weekend out there, because driving from here to San Jose back to here, no sir.
Yeah, that's
or at least stop at the parents' house or something.
Yeah, that's quite the drive, needless to say. But fantastic game.
Yes.
And even though it was supposed to be a neutral site, it felt like an Argentina home game.
Yeah.
With the Argentina crowd just filing in to seeing Messi get that elusive World Cup, because he's done everything else in the game.
Yep.
And the only thing that saluted him was that trophy. Now he has that trophy. And he said, hold on, I may come back in 2026 and play for the national team. So
got that feeling. That feeling.
He's 35.
Yes.
He'll be 39 when 26 comes around. So, hey, why not? But congratulations, Argentina. France gave it a heck of an effort, but I mean, it was it was passion at its highest level, because we always talk about passion on this show. And, well, there was a lot of passion in this game, because it looked like the game was over.
Yes.
And Argentina went up 2-0.
Yeah.
It looked like France was just lost and was just not ready to play.
Flat. They looked flat for a minute.
They looked real flat, and then they made some substitutions.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mr. Mbappe says, Messi, you're my teammate. I love you, but dadgummit, hold my beer. Yes. And I'm going to score 2 goals in 93 seconds. And then in extra time, each team, in the first extra time period, each team had chances.
Oh,
there
my
were saves
goodness.
made.
Talk about
then it. Then the second portion of extra time, Messi scores goal number 2. Something that might be offsides. It wasn't. Then a penalty by Argentina. Here comes Mbappe for the penalty kick. He scores the hat trick. Then we go to the penalty kick. And as we were texting back and forth, and I said, if this goes to penalty kicks, advantage Argentina.
Sure did.
Because France struggles with the PK.
Yes.
Argentina won in PKs, beating the Dutch after they spotted the Dutch a 2-0 lead, and the Dutch came back to tie the game, which is why I kept saying it's not over yet. If France gets 1 goal, they have a chance, because Argentina has a reputation of letting you back in the game once they go up.
Yes.
That stayed true to form. And of course, it went to PKs. And as mentioned, the better team with the penalty kicks was Argentina. Thus, they hoist the trophy. They hoist the trophy, and Buenos Aires parties all night long, well into the day.
Even when they get there with the trophy, it's gonna be another party.
Oh yeah, parade, parties.
Stop.
Yeah, nonstop. But congrats to Argentina and Canada, USA, and Mexico. Get ready to party. Which is why Estadio Azteca is going some reconfiguration right now because it's hosting it. But if you didn't see Andres Cantor's presentation of when Argentina clinches, now I promise you, a lot of broadcasters in a moment like that, you don't see them all spinning slobber and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh,
and you can clearly see that.
He let it loose.
You can clearly see that Andres is losing his. He's going ape.
Yeah. Well, as we found out that he is Argentinian, so that meant so much to him.
Yeah, that meant the world. That meant the world to him.
Witness it. So yeah, what a wonderful call. That was good to hear.
Yeah,
gave me goosebumps.
Even though I'm sure he was there in '86 in Mexico City with Diego Maradona and the hand of God. I'm sure he was there, but
yes,
for him to have that moment, like I said, him or the British announcing doing soccer, damn it,
bring it. I need it.
You want to hear passion? Let one of those two do it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Argentina and France for giving us a fantastic World Cup final. And in a few weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, let me wait a minute.
What are we researching, sir?
Does it start? Tell me when does it start, that comment. Give me dates. Give me dates now. No, I don't want under 20.
He always has a battle with technology, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been watching this show, it goes down that way sometimes.
Somebody's about to get the flying elbow in a minute. Buddy. Well, coming soon, in about 7 months, in July, the women will get their version of the World Cup in the land down under in Australia, mate.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. The women play just as well as the men.
Yes,
they be having some intense games left and right. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But switching over to football now. Before we get to the NFL, there's a future Hall of Famer that has a son.
Oh,
that plays for Southern Mississippi. Of course, Brett Favre's alma mater, among others.
Who I was pulling for. I told you I was pulling for all Mississippi teams.
Oh, of course. But before we do that, our thoughts and prayers to the family and the players that Mike Leach coached at Mississippi State, Texas Tech, and Washington State. Mike Leach, great for college football. If you never watched any of his press conferences or interviews,
legendary.
It is some of the most entertaining stuff you will ever want to watch, and it's just a tragedy that one of college football's great sound bites and a great smart guy. He is the inventor of the air raid offense. He's the inventor of the air raid offense that you come to see nowadays in college football and even implemented into the NFL. Mike Leach was a smart guy, bright guy. 61 years old is just too damn young to go. But
I believe it. Yeah.
But when God has a need for his children, he has a need for his children. But prayers to his wife and his family and all the players that he has coached in his lifetime. Get that quick shout out. Rest in peace, Coach Leach. Back to this football player that plays for the Southern Miss Eagles. In the Lending Tree Bowl, which they only beat Rice by 14 points. The final score was 38-24.
It was
so
a good game.
Like it was a blowout.
It was a damn good game.
It was a good game. But Frank Gore Jr., the son of the future Hall of Famer and the inconvenient truth, Frank Gore, who decided not to go on his dad's route and go to the U, but instead to make his own legend.
I like that.
At Southern Mississippi.
Come on, break the stats down because they're not prepared for these stats. Here we go.
21 carries. 21 carries. He touched he touched the ball. 21 carries.
Mm-hmm.
To the tone
mm-hmm.
of 329 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Not to mention, he completed 2 or 3 passes for 19 yards and threw a touchdown. So he threw a touchdown pass, ran for 2, and he just averaged 15.7 yards a carry.
Talk about putting the team on your back.
Yeah,
for sure.
Easy.
He
said, "Get on, boys."
Yes,
I'm a carry us to victory. So he finishes the year. And by the way, he's a sophomore. He'll be back next season. So watch out for Frank Gore Jr.
Be some Heisman talk.
Southern Miss.
Some Heisman talk.
I'm just gonna put it out there. So he finishes the season with 1,382 yards rushing, 9 touchdowns, 6 yards to carry, and if he's not his daddy's twin, I don't know what is.
They running styles are just the same. Like on that one touchdown, and I sent you, I said he runs just like his dad.
Just like his dad. But
yeah.
So So quickly, Friday start of the bowl season. UAB will now be head coached by Trent Dilfer. They beat the Miami Ohio Redhawks 24-20. In the battle of 11 and 2s, Troy gets by UT San Antonio 18-12.
Good game.
And Fresno State, the way they started the season and the way Jeff Teffer got those boys playing, start 1-4, finish 9-0 the rest of the year. They cream Washington State 29-6 in the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. No, neither was Louisville and Cincinnati and Fenway. No. It was all Louisville 24-7. Here in the Las Vegas Bowl, the Beavers ate some Gators, and it tasted real good as Oregon State laid the smackdown as they finished. They roasted some Gator, and it tasted good and made some Gator boots.
And they did.
They beat the Florida Gators 30-3. As mentioned, Rice loses Southern Miss 38-24. And the last 2 games of the night on Saturday, SMU and BYU played a tremendous game. BYU wins by 1, 24-23.
These bowl games have disappointed.
Boise State gets by the Mean Green of North Texas, 35-32. Today we got the Myrtle Beach Bowl between Marshall and Connecticut. That's in an hour. That's an hour and a half from now. And then tomorrow, one of my brother's favorite bowls, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl on Smurf turf. Eastern Michigan against Sparty of San Jose State.
I do like that. It is one of my favorite bowls. You're absolutely right. Been saying that for years.
And Liberty and Toledo in the Boca Raton Bowl. That's tomorrow. And here we go. Also, without saying, congratulations to Sonny Dykes of TCU, the AP Coach of the Year.
Well deserved.
Well earned.
Well
deserved. Yes,
my sleeper college team that I undercover.
Yes. which I'm telling you, do not sleep on them. They will give Michigan all they can handle. They will give Michigan hell. They will give Michigan hell. It will not be easy.
No.
So just keep that in mind.
Yes.
Well, I don't want to dwell too much into it. I'll just say that on Thursday night, my team did what they were supposed to do.
You
handle business.
Yeah.
Geno Smith looked confused. Geno Smith was just like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And
you might have a quarterback. You might have a quarterback. Oh God, just watching that Waller catch again. But
I'll get to that in a minute. But now you and I were talking about ridiculous penalties and holding the refs accountable.
oh,
Now,
that's where we're going. We're gonna do that right now.
yeah, that's where we're going.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna talk about I'm going to talk about a situation that happened in the Niners Seahawks game on Thursday night, and then we'll get to the obvious on the Sunday night game. Now, on this show, me and my brother always promote let the players play, refs hold your flags in, unless if it's quite obvious.
Obviously, if it's obviously.
Now, with that said, what is Nick Bosa supposed to do on Geno Smith? He didn't slam him to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying not to put all his weight on him.
Of course.
The laws of physics. If he's coming full speed, he can't slow down.
So why are we allowing them to tackle each other then if he can't do that? Why are we allowing tackle football? You should just say when he touches him, he's down. Right? Is that that's look like that's where they want to go with football. Because like you said, what is he supposed to do? Wraps him up, takes him down. What?
Now, I'm not, griping because it took away a pick six by Lenore, which he read the play, but it's like going to the Grady Jarrett situation when he sacked Tom Brady. What's a sack? So, I mean, if he can't stop full speed, what is it? I mean, what is he? You don't think he wouldn't stop if he could do it full speed? But regardless of that, back to Brock Purdy. And I said this on Thursday night. I said that touchdown pass where he double pumped fake and found Kittle wide open in the seam in the middle. I'm like, I guarantee you, he wouldn't call that with Trey Lance. He wouldn't call that with Jimmy Garoppolo.
No.
Just
of course, your playbook's a little bit different now because of the style that he can do and how he can run the offense now. I believe this is what he wants to do with Trey Lance, if I'm not mistaken.
But not just that.
Brock Purdy has played a lot more football than Trey Lance.
Yes.
So the play he can understand and grab that playbook and run it how he wants it. So a good thing is you have two good quarterbacks. That's always a good thing. That's always a good problem to have.
Yes.
But in this situation, I would run with the Jim Harbaugh, the hot hand. Brock Purdy is running this offense spectacular. I mean, it ain't like he got to do too much. I mean, he has George Kittle. He has a great running game. You got Deebo Samuel. I mean, you got
who didn't even play.
Excellent complimentary wide receivers.
Who didn't even play on Thursday night.
Oh, exactly. But I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. What will come when you guys, he'll be ready for the playoffs. That's what I'm just saying.
Most times when you're down to your third string quarterback,
it ain't supposed to be
normally your team
doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Normally your team has a plethora of injuries all around. And as you said, to piggyback off you, Brock Purdy came into the best possible situation you can come into.
And a good defense. Not only does you got good offensive weapons, but you have a top-tier defense. So all he has to do when you guys get in situations with the lead, hand the ball off because your offensive line is going to get yards for you. Make the simple throw. Don't do too much. It's perfect for him. That's every situation that any backup wants to be in. Okay, I got a good defense, but on top of my good defense, I got so many weapons around me, I don't have to do too much. You know Kittle's going to do his job and get open. Okay?
Which he got open on both those TDs.
Exactly. You know Debo going to be Debo. Okay? So if they're trying to take away Kittle and Debo, your other receivers got to step up, which they have been doing. And Lord have mercy. Time out, ladies and gentlemen.
He's about to give my team credit, folks, which he normally does not do because he can't stand my team.
Niners, man. We're still beating that ass on when we play January 1st. That's my Super Bowl.
That's his Super Bowl.
We may not make the playoffs this year, but we beat them Niners.
He's got bragging rights until 2026.
But just like I got over the Cowboys.
Facts.
We're gonna put this out there. Hey, I don't see nobody in the NFC, bro, that's gonna touch your team right now. Honestly, you say Philadelphia, if you say that, but I believe your defense is better. Hands down. They're flying around the ball, and it's just not your front. Your back end is playing tremendous football as well. Okay, and
I'll tell you what. Lenore, the rookie from Oregon,
Yes.
From where he was last year to what
Yes.
he's doing now is almost like Tono Hufanga from last
I was
year.
getting to him. You beat me there. That
From
kid
last year, this year.
and you know what? The thing is, you can play man all day. Everybody holds their own. You really don't have to play that much zone.
No.
Because your front four is getting the pressure. And so you don't have to even rush your linebackers. And your linebackers can cover. So you tell me how you're beating your defense. I mean, the games you guys lost is because you messed up yourself, honestly.
Oh yeah. The Bears loss was self-inflicted.
Yep.
You can't turn the ball over in the red zone against Kansas City.
Nope.
I
believe that's the one game that you guys really lost.
Oh yeah, that's the one game
that played your all but lost.
That is the one game to where I can say they flat out got their ass kicked because
100.
Because Denver was self-inflicted.
Yep.
Bears were self-inflicted.
Yep.
And then what was the other loss? Bears, Chiefs, Bears.
I can't.
Dang it! What was the other team we lost to?
Because Carolina, you beat Carolina.
Yeah.
Did you guys play the Falcons? Was it not the Falcons? The Colts?
Yeah, it was Atlanta.
Was Atlanta that got you? Okay, yeah.
Atlanta did the loss.
And you shouldn't have lost that one. You shouldn't have lost that one for sure. No.
But
no way in hell you lose
Atlanta,
that one.
But easy because Atlanta was able to run. Well, those 2 weeks when we lost to the Chiefs, Falcons, it was the reason why we lost to the Falcons was because we just could not get up on third down. Atlanta just kept converting on third down at a rapid pace. Same thing with Kansas City. And I've always said, if you can't get up on third down, you don't deserve to win the game.
No.
But here's the most impressive stat. And this goes without saying. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The last 7 games, in the second half of games, this defense has only given up a total of 21 points.
Wow.
From the last Rams game in October at Halloween to now, 21 points in the second half given up.
You see what I'm saying? So who's beating that?
So
who's beating that?
Yeah, so like I said, the Niners have only given up 20 points twice this season. The Chiefs, obviously, we gave up 44.
Yeah.
The other game was Atlanta when they scored 28.
Yeah.
But other than that, the games that we've won, Seahawks, 7 points. Rams, 9 points. Panthers, 15 points. Rams again, 14 points. Chargers, 16. Cardinals, 10. Chargers, 16. Shut out the Saints. Dolphins, 17. The Buccaneers, 7. Seahawks, 13.
And you know what? Let me tell you this. We all know DeMeco Ryan is going to be somebody's coach here pretty soon.
Oh, yes, next season. No doubt. No question.
Where I'm going at with this is Robert Saleh did the same thing with this defense.
Correct.
And he's a head coach. So your defense doesn't fall off with whoever the DC is.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay, maybe Dallas might give you guys a fight if you guys see each other in the playoffs. Maybe. Other than that, I don't see nobody in the NFC.
Who? Not just that.
Who?
Not just that. The number 2 seed is still up for grabs. And even that, and we'll eventually get to that game because I got a lot to say about that dang game.
Who?
But
bro, who? The Vikings? The Vikings had to come back to the Colts. So I don't even think the Vikings can mess with your defense. Tampa Bay, forget about it. You already saw what y'all did to Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Heck, they might lose their home playoff game to whoever they're hosting, which is probably going to be the Cowboys.
See, there it is. So, do I have you guys in the Super Bowl? There's a good 85, 90% chance you guys get there because I don't see nobody stepping up and playing against your defense. forget about it. This should be you guys' year for sure.
Well, we'll see. Definitely don't want to count the chickens before they hatch.
No, but as on paper, as what you're seeing right now, how it's being played, who in the NFC is playing hard with your defense?
Well, all I can say is 57 and 54, Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner. Good Lord, they remind me so much of Bowman and Willis in their heyday. It's clearly insane. But they win the West for the 21st time in their history. Congrats to them. Now they got to deal with the commies on Saturday. Definitely don't want to take that lightly.
No.
And speaking of the Vikings and the Colts, what in the heck did I just see on Saturday afternoon? Because, of course, we're going back and forth, even while I'm at work, because we're just like, who is this team wearing the damn horseshoe on their helmet in this first half? Anything that could go right for the Colts went right for the Colts.
Right.
You're up 33-0. I'm going to say this again to our viewers so they can understand this. 33-0 at the half. Okay. At the end of the third quarter, it is 36-14 going into the fourth quarter. The Vikings, their Viking Cups, in their North region selves, gave them the glass, said, "Hold my beer." And then Kirk Cousins proceeded to do his best Joe Montana impression and lead a comeback.
Yeah.
Which just happens to be the largest comeback in NFL history, beating the Oilers and Bills 1992 wildcard playoff game led by, oddly enough, Frank Reich, the former head coach of the Colts. The irony in that is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But first off, we already knew Justin Jefferson is that guy.
For sure.
We already knew this.
No shot of doubt.
And he's only 341 yards away from breaking the single season record for receivers, which he'll get there, no problem. He'll be the new record holder before the end of the year.
Yeah, for sure.
He had 12 catches, $123, and a touchdown. But KJ Osborne had more yards than Justin Jefferson. He had 10 for $157 and a touchdown. Dalvin Cook had one for a touchdown, 4 catches, 95 yards, and he ran for 95 yards. Dalvin Cook, that Florida State Seminole. Go ahead and give him the chop. There you go. He was outstanding. Kirk Cousins throws for 460. And oh, by the way, Adam Thielen said, "Hi, I can still play football. Remember me?" He catches a big touchdown and was butt naked wide open on the 2-point conversion. So the Vikings, by way of the Colts choking, win the NFC North.
True statement.
They go to 11-3. But the funny thing about that is, if the Niners and Vikings end up in a tie, because right now the Niners have the better conference record, they would jump the Vikings for the number 2 seed. That's why I said the 2 seed is still up there.
Okay.
All right. So his first home game in the dog pound, it was ugly physical football, but the Browns keep their slim playoff hopes alive. As well. I know you probably wanted to play, but right now, if you are Lamar Jackson, you are smiling right now because you realize the Ravens have to pay you. And if they don't, the Ravens are going to suck real bad without your services. But on a side note, as we got 99 impressive yards for Nick Chubb, but J.K. Dobbins, who has battled some injuries,
and I didn't even
the last few games he's been
start.
Shame on you. The last few games he's been back, J.K. Dobbins has been running like the Ohio State Buckeye J.K. Dobbins. He had 13 for $125, but unfortunately the Ravens could not find the end zone, and the Browns get the win, 13-3. As the funny thing about this is, all 3 home teams won on Saturday.
Yes.
The snowstorm in Buffalo Back and forth it went.
But what a game, though.
It was. It really, really was. Josh Allen just continues to show his prowess for MVP. And Bills get the win. Although I think right now the Bills defense is starting to be a little bit leaky, and that's going to be a concern going into the playoffs. Which again,
that shows you how much Von Miller was meant to that defense.
Oh yeah, yes. Not having him is real bad.
Yeah.
So, but nonetheless, they do get the win. They handle business.
Mm-hmm.
And get the win. Now, I'll tell you what. Yes, the Eagles got the win against the Bears. But I'm telling you right now,
earn it.
Give Justin Fields a year or two. Let him get some playmakers. I'm telling you, this Bears offense is going to be trouble. I'm just telling you. Justin Fields ran for 95, threw for 2 touchdowns. He joins Michael Vick and Bobby Douglas in the 1,000-yard rushing quarterback club.
Ooh!
Congrats to him.
Ooh!
Yeah, he ran. Yeah, he's officially a 1,000-yard rusher this year for the Bears. So I hope the Bears. Yeah, just again, I want to see him, Mooney, and Claypool develop some rapport together.
Yeah.
Along with St. Brown, the Bears can they can be some trouble. I'm just saying. But the Eagles 13-1. Do they have to survive? They got the win. 25-20. Does anybody want to win the NFC South? I'm just asking. Does anybody? Even though it's a good rivalry and the Saints and Falcons never disappoint, it was a intense game, competitive game. But at the end of the day, the Saints get the win. They go to 5-9. Falcons go to 5-9. Ritter got the start. Only threw for 97 yards. But Tyler Algier, who I like the kid from BYU, had a very solid game. He ran for $139 in the loss, averaging 8.5 a carry. Kamara had 91 yards rushing, but at the end of the day, Saints get the win. Each team goes to 5-9, 21-18 the final score. You've been saying, as long as this show has been existing, we kept saying, the Lions are coming. Lions are coming. Lions are coming.
They got a chance to make the playoffs this year.
They're in the hunt. They are 7-7. They started the season 1-6, and a lot of those games were close losses. They went back and forth with the Eagles because the Eagles only won, but the Eagles eventually put away. But it was a close game with the Eagles.
Yep.
They are 6-1 in their last 7, and we kept saying this team will run through a wall for Dan Campbell, and you are seeing Dan Campbell's fruits of his labor are now coming into fruition. Yes. They believe.
Yep.
But also at the same time, the Jets. How are you gonna let a tight end run 51 yards on fourth and inches?
Oh, the Jets.
Oh, the Jets. Oh. And we're still high on the Jets.
Oh, for sure.
They're gonna win. They're gonna win more games. They make it to 8 or 9 wins before the end of the season.
Yes.
So there's great improvement, but you got to figure out, can Zach Wilson be the guy, or do you go to Mike White? That's the question.
Seems like it's Mike White.
Yeah. But the Lions just continue. And that's with Zach Wilson. And I mean, Zach Wilson threw for 317 yesterday. So
it's not like he had a bad game.
Not like he had a bad game. He threw for 317, but at the end of the day, the Jets defense just couldn't hold what they needed to hold. But the Lions, kudos to Dan Campbell, the Lions. They are 7-7, and they are in the hunt.
The hunt.
And as we always say on this show, do not go against Mike Tomlin. We preach that. We stand by it.
And it's going to be hard for me to make the picks that we're going to be picking because my team plays Mike Tomlin this Saturday. So,
oh boy.
It's going to be
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not just Not just that. Oh God. It's the day after the infamous anniversary that Raider fans do not like talking about.
The
And
Immaculate
and if you
Reception.
don't know what and as George Atkinson says for so many years, the Immaculate Deception, of course.
So you
If you
know
if you
it's
want to
going
know
to be
about
some
that,
bullshit Saturday. It's going to be some bullshit Saturday. It's going to be
if,
something's going to happen in that game Saturday. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Something's going to happen in that game. I don't know who it's going to go for, but just like we saw in the Patriot Raider game, which we'll get to in a little bit as we'll discuss it, something's going to happen in that game. Either it's going to piss me off or I'm going to be smiling.
or our dad might be going off. Just who knows? Because you want to talk about that game, talk to our dad about that game, and he'll give you some full-fledged passion.
See, they lied.
But
we talked to you about it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But Steelers beat the Panthers 24-16. Trubisky was efficient, 17-22 for a $179, but the run game led that Antioch, California young man by the name of Najee Harris from the University of Alabama, 24 carries, 86 yards and a touchdown. And the Steelers, everyone keeps saying that Mike Tomlin might have a losing season. The Steelers are 6-8. Do not sleep on Mike Tomlin. Respect that man's name. Respect him. I'm just telling you.
I agree.
So BJ Robinson is going to go to the draft. Okay. Boy, that running back from Texas, that kid can be special in the NFL. I'm just trying to tell you.
It's the right offense.
Oh, the Arlington Cowboys.
Oh boy.
Oh, were they looking ahead to the Eagles? I don't know. We'll never know. But just like the Lions are coming, the Jaguars are coming too. Doug Peterson has got that team playing hard. And folks, I may drop the mic on this and you may be shocked, but folks, the Jacksonville Jaguars still have a chance to win the AFC South.
Wow.
I'm going to say this again. The Jacksonville Jaguars have a chance to win the AFC South. They are one game behind the struggling Tennessee Titans.
Yes, they are.
The Jaguars are 6-8. The Titans are 7-7. The AFC South is still in the grasp for Duval.
It's open. It's open.
And by the way, that was my upset pick of the week. As you picked the Cowboys, I picked the Jags.
Well, now. Well, good call.
I wasn't expecting that to happen, but I'll tell you what. As we kept saying, Sunshine has been playing a lot better, and it is showing.
He has a damn good coach.
Also,
he has a damn good coach. So
yeah, he does.
It's not shocking.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. But there's one throw that Dak Prescott would like to have back.
Oh boy!
As Rashawn Jenkins took it off the hands of Pollard and waved bye-bye as a pick six in overtime leads the Jaguars 40-34 win. But you know this because he torched your Seminoles at Clemson. Oh, yeah. I knew this because the man is that guy. Travis Etienne Jr., he is that guy. 19 carries for a $103. But Zay Jones, have yourself a game, young man. 6 catches, a $109, not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdown passes. And if he was in your fantasy league, he definitely got you some points that day. But the Jaguars are coming. Doug Peterson has this team
playing right,
trending in the right direction.
Yeah,
in the right direction. And well, they're coming. That's all I can say. Oh, the Houston Texans. Oh, the Texas double whammy. Oh, the Texans. At times they have played very hard and had a lead, but they show you why they are 1-12-1. As the Kansas City Chiefs once again claim supremacy
That's 7 in a
the
row.
AFC West. That is 7 in a row. Yes, it is. They own the West.
Yep.
It had to take the fifth quarter, but they won in overtime by a final score of 30-24. As Jerick McKinnon seals the division
Started
with his
him.
touchdown run. Yes, you did. But also, they missed Damon Pierce, the outstanding rookie from Florida. He did not play, even though Royce Freeman had a solid game rushing. They will have better days. I think Levy Smith will right the ship. They just got to get the right people in there. But the Chiefs do what they do. They get the win, 30-24. Well, you and I both had this game wrong, as the John Elways, without Russell Wilson, get their fourth win of the season. They beat the Cardinals 24-15.
Well, so what
it had to go down the track.
Is it Russell Wilson?
Don't know. Well, I mean, when Latavius Murray has 24 carries for $130 and a touchdown,
that helps.
That certainly does help. Brett Ribbon got the start, and Brett was efficient. 21 of 26 for 197.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Colt McCoy unfortunately went out with an injury. So Trace McSorley, the former Penn State quarterback, had to come in and play. And given the Cardinals drama with their GM Steve Keim, who's taking a leave of absence, prayers to him. Hopefully he gets better. There's talks about perhaps former Cardinal Adrian Wilson might be becoming the GM. We don't know. This might be Cliff Kingsbury's last leg. We don't know. But Broncos get the win. They're 4-10. The Cardinals are 4-10, and we'll just go from there. Very close game, very intense game. It was tied, but again, the throw that Justin Herbert made to Mike Williams on the sideline was just absolutely ridiculous. And Dicker, yes, there's a kicker named Dicker. Dicker. Yes. Yes. Cameron Dicker gets the 43-yard field goal, and the Chargers get the win over the Titans 17-14. As, like I said, the Titans are starting to slip their 7-7, and the Jaguars are knocking on the door. The Chargers keeping their playoff hopes alive. They go to 8-6. So, if we're just talking about playoffs right now, everyone is chasing the Miami Dolphins. They hold the last slot. Yep. The Dolphins are 8-6. So right now, if we're looking at it, the Browns, Steelers, Raiders, Jaguars, Jets, Patriots are chasing the Miami Dolphins at 8-6. So, you definitely do not want to tie with the Jaguars because the Jaguars beat y'all head to head. So you need Jacksonville to lose. You'll have the tiebreaker over the Patriots because you beat them head to head, which we'll get to momentarily. And we'll just go from there. Actually, your conference record's not that bad. It's really it's right there. It's 5-5. And your division record's good too. You're 3-2 in the division, so not bad also. So there's still a chance, but of course things just need to happen. And well, in today's NFL, that stuff can normally happen. And now we will get to the passion that we were discussing earlier when it involves. Actually, before we get to that game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were up 17-3 at the half. At one point, they were up 17-0. And then Joe Burrow said, okay, cool. Then proceed to score the next 31 points to beat the Buccaneers 4-28 and officially take over first place in the AFC North. The defending AFC champions are peaking, and you may not want to see them in January.
No.
I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. Cincinnati has got it going right now. They have played fantastic football. Um, Joe Burrow has his number one target back. That's only going to help.
Yep.
4 touchdown passes, one to Chase, one to Boyd, one to Wilcox, one to T. Higgins. So Cincinnati, it may be that one sleeper team in the AFC that just might shock people yet again. Let me just tell you. And I keep saying, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the most Jekyll and Hyde team in the NFL, and it's been that way all season long.
Mm-hmm.
So what if they win the division? They might be one and done like they were last year, losing to the Rams in the wildcard game. It might be happening again because as we go to the playoffs situation in the NFC, of course, Eagles the 1 seed, Vikings the 2 seed, Niners the 3 seed. The Vikings and Niners have clinched the division, so they're in no matter what. The Eagles have clinched the playoff spot, but they've not officially clinched the East yet.
Okay.
If they beat the Cowboys this week, that possibly will happen because both teams are 3-1 in the division. So in a sense, this is pretty much for the NFC East. The Cowboys, by way of the Sunday night game, got into the playoffs, and we'll explain that. They're the 5 seed. So if the season ended today, they would be in Tampa playing the Buccaneers, a rematch of Week 1, which the Buccaneers did win 19-3, but I think the Cowboys would win the rematch.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And the Giants and the Commanders round out the final slots. So right now, you have the Seahawks, the Lions, somehow the Packers, Panthers, and Saints. Well, the whole NFC South is fighting for that last playoff spot.
Yeah.
Now, the only reason why the Seahawks would be over the Lions is because they got the tiebreaker over Detroit based on winning percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the Lions have the better conference record than the Seahawks. Go figure.
Well,
Seahawks are 5-6 in conference. Lions are 5-4. Go figure. But yeah. So basically, it's the Seahawks and the Lions fighting for that final spot with the Commanders, which it possibly could happen given the fact that the Commanders do play my team next week. But we'll get into that.
Ooh.
Now, again, back to what we said earlier. We are all for letting the players play.
Of course.
But I'm sorry. You got a Giants defender just blanketing and just holding both arms of Curtis Samuel, not even giving him a chance to make a play on the ball. Now, as most of you know, most broadcast booths, when it's the main team, okay, like for example, Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, they have Gene Steratore, good referee, former referee, damn good referee. They have him in their booth. Of course, you know Mike Pereira's in the booth with Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olson. Of course, Terry McCauley is in the booth with Tirico and Chris Consworth, and John Perry's in the booth with Buck and Aikman on Monday night. So you know, and then I forgot the other referee who's with Herb Street and Al Michaels. But normally the A team has a former referee. No, he does Fox and he does college for Fox. But okay. I forgot the referee that does it on Amazon. But anyhow, the A team normally has a former referee in their booth explaining if they would throw a foul or not. Yeah. And Terry McCauley was passionate about saying that's a flag. And what we're talking about is, okay, the Commanders are on the move. It's the final drive of the game. They need a touchdown and 2-point conversion to tie the game and perhaps send it into overtime against the Giants, which the Giants did end up winning the game 20-12, and they get their 8th win of the season. Despite the fact they did not score one offensive touchdown, they did score an offensive touchdown. But they scored 1 touchdown on offense, 1 touchdown on defense. But anyhow, Commanders are on the move. They're at the 5-yard line. It's 4th and goal. Heineke goes back to pass, throws to Curtis Samuel. Giants defender from the naked eye looks like he made a play, but as you look at the replay at more than one angle, Curtis Samuel is being held for his life and can't even make a play on the ball.
Jesus.
Okay. We always promote don't let the refs dictate the game or never. But in this case, like Terry McCauley said on Sunday Night Football, if it's a penalty in the first minute of the game, it's a penalty in the last minute of the game. Yep. On that particular play, you have got to throw the flag.
Got to.
It is quite obvious. You have to throw the flag. It is that obvious. You got to throw the flag. Now, that's not saying that the Commanders would have gotten the 2-point conversion, which the Giants could have won by 2 points. There's no guarantee. Yeah. But you've got to make that call because it's the right call to make.
It is.
Now, if the Commanders miss out on the playoffs, they'll come back to this play talking about, well,
what if
the ref shanked us, which and rightfully so. And given with the drama that they've been going through with Dan Snyder and all that stuff, this will add on to it. But at the end of the day, Giants and their defense and Brian Daboll get the win. They get their 8th win of the season. They beat the Commanders 20-12. Now, we have seen a lot of strange endings in NFL history. And a lot of them have involved the team that you love and have cheered for your whole dang life. But for once, it ended in your guys' favor.
It's about time.
If you said it, and I quote, they're going to lose this game. Number 55, Chandler Jones said, Mizzle, hold up your Michelob Light and just take a sip. One of the wackiest endings to a football game you will ever see in the NFL just happened. As it's unfolding, I am like, Stevenson, what are you doing? Why are you still running? Just fall down. Fall down and just go to overtime. Then he gets to the Myers. And then Myers wants to proceed to throw the ball back to his quarterback for whatever reason. And then Chandler Jones just decides to do his best Air Jordan impression, go in the air, grab the ball, and all hell breaks loose.
What
Jones on Jones crime happened.
Oh my goodness.
And
I'm just speechless on that play because I for sure thought we were going overtime. I just for sure thought that he was just going to get down. I mean, we were giving him the room to tackle. There was nothing else left to do.
Well, first, let me just say this. I thought they were going to screw you guys on that Keelan Cole touchdown because you're like, bro, we're the Raiders. Come on. And then I said, well, they owe you one.
It doesn't make up for the tuck rule. It does not make up for the tuck rule, not at all.
And I was like, damn, I'm not talking about the tuck rule. I know that can never, ever be replaced. Even if you go on to win the next 3 Super Bowls, you'll still be like, fuck the tuck rule. I get it. It's like me and Alvin Harper and that damn slant. Fuck Alvin Harper and that damn slant. But anyway.
They gave us one.
They owed you one. They gave you one.
Hey.
And I mean, it was ugly. And it looked like it was going to be the same downfall again. Play well in the second half. Can't finish in the second half.
Yeah.
Then Derek Carr, who was much maligned by Raider Nation. Why, I don't know. But he comes back and leads a drive. Leads to the tying touchdown. And then the miracle, the Sin City miracle happens with Chandler Jones as the Raiders keep their playoff hopes alive.
Hey.
And they beat the Patriots 30-24 in, well, to quote Bill King, the most zany, horrible, impossible dream of a play happened. And I'm pretty sure if Coach Ben was still alive, he would be on the field wailing his hands up talking about what the heck just happened.
Yeah.
But, that right there was the Al Davis special, almost Heidi game like, just minus the cutting away from the TV. But I mean, I don't know what it is about wacky endings involving the Raiders, be it good or bad. But
we're just
this one here,
we're made for it, I guess.
I guess so. But Josh Jacobs continues to be the league's leading rusher. 93 quiet yards. He continues to bet on himself, and he's winning.
Yeah. Well, he's won.
Derek Carr.
I'm sorry. There's no more betting. He's won. I mean, you can clearly see that by what the captains did in the later of the season. They mandated that he be a captain. Okay.
Oh, they demanded it.
Already won.
They demanded, like, put the C on him.
So he's already won. Just
the C on him.
Just give him the money, Ziggler. Give him the money.
Well, Derek Carr might have had the quietest 3 touchdown pass game you'll ever see.
Yeah.
He quietly threw, as much people want to malign him, he quietly threw 3 touchdown passes. Welcome back.
All three of them.
Renfro.
Nice. All 3 of them were nice.
Welcome back, Hunter Renfro. Welcome back, Darren Waller. As we always say, throw it in the seam. The seam is always open. And Darren Waller was butt naked wide open down the seam. The touchdown
only
pass.
Only way he would have missed that throw if he'd have threw it too far in the end zone. That was perfect.
Yes.
Caught him in stride.
Yes.
Nothing else needed to be done.
Yes.
Easy.
Yes. Tremendous grab. Matt Collins, all hands, learning from Devontae Adams.
All hands.
Just use your hands. Use your hands. Trust your hands.
But just think about it. Derek Carr could not have put that ball anywhere else.
Oh no.
I mean, he gave him a chance. And hell,
it was either he's catching it or nobody's catching it.
Yeah.
And the only thing about this is you picked the Patriots to win the game.
I did.
That's how you felt.
I did.
He picked the Patriots.
The Ram game just hurt too much for me to have the confidence in they were going to come into this game and play the way they did. I mean, it shoulda, coulda. It looked like they were about to be the same old Raiders and give it up, but you know, I like to be put with this team though.
But at the same time, kudos to the defense of Patrick Graham because the Patriots were 2 for 13 on third downs. 2 for 13. 2 for 13. Normally, when you hold a defense offense like that, normally you're supposed to win the game.
Yeah, or at least a blowout some way, somewhere.
Yeah, but they found a way to win the game.
That's all that matters.
And at that, they keep their playoff hopes alive. They win over the Patriots 30-24. And now we go to week 16. Speaking of those Jaguars, they get it going on Thursday night against the Jets in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This might turn out to be a barn burner of a football game, let me tell you.
I'm taking the Jags.
He's riding with the Jags.
I'm riding with the Jaguars on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to ride with Sunshine. This is the first real good chance.
I think they got something cooking.
Well, we knew they were going to be improved under Doug Peterson.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
again, we won't be surprised if the Jets pull out the win also because the Jets do still play hard. That's just what they do. So, a plethora of football on Christmas Eve, as all the games, with the exception of 3, are being played on Saturday. So, we got the Bears at home to the Bills. I think the Bears will play them tough, but the Bills will still.
The Bears will play tough, but I got the Bills.
Will play tough indeed. Browns and the Saints at the Dog Pound. Saints normally do not do well in cold weather. I'm going with the Dog Pound.
Yeah, I'm a ride with Deshaun Watson on this one too. I think the rust is kind of wearing off. He looked pretty good this last game. So,
well, it helps we got Nick Chubb around the ball.
100% facts.
That certainly helps. I really want to pick an upset, but I'm not going to. But I think the Titans finally get a get-right game. They're playing the Texans, so I will go all head, no body on the Titans.
Yeah, I think Titans right the ship on this one. Texans I think they used all they had against the Chiefs.
It will not be easy for this team. Going to Arrowhead is never easy, but I do have the Chiefs beating Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah. Count me in on that one.
The Giants and the Vikings in
To the Giants and Vikings.
Giants and Vikings in Minnesota. No, because it would be just like the Vikings to come off a high win like that and lose, because we've seen it before. I'm slightly going to go with the Vikings.
I'm going to go Vikings too, but that's about as I don't. They might have to win on a field goal.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. The surging Cincinnati Bengals playing the New England Patriots. I just got the Bengals just continuing to run the table. Give me Cincinnati.
I don't think the Patriots have an answer for Joe Burrow and everybody.
No, not right now.
Yeah, definitely not right now.
Lions and Panthers. The Panthers have been playing better, but damn it,
Lions.
I am riding the Dan Campbell train.
Lions. Hell, I even got them making it squeaking away into the playoffs.
Oh, he's going there. He believes in the Fighting Dan Campbells. The Battle of the Birds, Ravens, and the Falcons. If Lamar Jackson's not playing, I just might have to go with the alma mater. I just might have to, because it's just the Ravens cannot score without Lamar Jackson.
Still give me the Ravens.
There is no up.
Still give me the Ravens.
You're gonna go with the Ravens?
Yes. Still give me the Ravens.
I'm gonna take the alma mater.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm gonna take the alma mater. Next up, big game of the day. Cowboys and the Eagles in Arlington, Texas. I think this is a game the Cowboys are prepared for. I think it's the game that they want.
Yes, because they sure slept on the last team they played.
Yeah, they did. I'm still picking the Eagles to win the game. Just because I've been saying all year, until they give me a reason not to go against them, they have not given me a reason. But I think this is a game the Cowboys possibly can win if they utilize Tony Pollard and Zeke right in the run game. But that's a big if.
Cowboys.
He's going with the Arlington Cowboys.
I think Arlington might get their shit together.
He just might. All right. Now, even though Chase Young might be back, Tyler Heineke might get sacked a lot. So obviously, I'm picking my team to beat the commies. Like I said, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep running the ship, keep playing good football, and get that number 2 seed.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, back to this game. As you mentioned earlier, it's one of the great rivalries in football. Yeah. If you don't know about the Steelers Raiders rivalry, go to YouTube and watch NFL films on it. Mm-hmm. It will give you a tremendous history. What people don't understand, just like the Cowboys and Niners was in the 90s, in the 70s, you knew it was coming down to 2 teams in the AFC. Well, technically 3. The Dolphins, the Raiders, and the Steelers. You knew one of those 3 teams was going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, because those 3 teams were the teams in the AFC in the 70s, mm-hmm. without question. For 4 straight years, the Steelers and the Raiders was the real Super Bowl, because you know whoever won that game was going to hoist Lombardi. Yeah. Both teams are fighting for their lives. Both teams are 6-8. It's in Pittsburgh. We know the history that has happened in Pittsburgh with these two teams. But ironically enough, though, the Raiders have had great success at the Big Ketchup
They
Bowl.
won last year.
Yes, they did.
That's when King Drake had a great game.
Yes. And this is just the type of game to where you would feed JJ all night long and let JJ just eat and eat and eat. So I say to you, so I say to you, and of course you and I know how much we both love Mike Tomlin, and we always say never go against him. How do the Raiders go into the Big Ketchup bottle and try to get win number 7?
I would say try to feature the same game plan they had against the Patriots. Balance run, balance pass and attack. Don't force it to Devontae unless it's there. Or everybody else is going to have to step up like they did. Waller, Renfro, Hollins, Cole. You know, if your number's called, you got to be prepared to get it going. Feature JJ, of course, because we know if he gets going, that's going to open up the playbook a whole lot.
Yes.
Don't let Mitchell Trubisky beat you. Don't let because I believe that's who started, right? Because Kenny Pickett is still in concussion
protocol. Yes.
Okay. If Kenny Pickett's not back, neither quarterback should be able to have a damn good game. But then again, we let Baker Mayfield cook us. So I don't know what team is going to be there, defensive wise. Offensive players should be easy. Feature Waller, Hunter Renfro should be. Those two should be back accustomed. Their body should be good to play a full 60 minutes of football because they were on the pitch count yesterday. But feature the same game plan. And defense got to get pressured. Got to get pressured. Don't give them a chance and tackle Najee Harris because it's going to be cold. And you know what Steeler football is. They like to pound the football to set up their passing game. So just tackle. Play smart football. Let's minimize the penalties. Please, let's do that. Because we had too many of them yesterday. And the defense get off the field on third down like you did
yesterday.
I mean, I know it sounds simple, but you still have to play the game. And yeah, I believe that's how their game plan is going to be. I believe the Steelers are going to try to run it to set up their passing game and get to Trubisky, get him down. Tackle. That should be the main emphasis. Wrap up and tackle and play smart football.
And oh, by the way, that's the prime time game of the day on Christmas Eve. You guys are in prime time.
Is that going to be on NFL Network or is it going to be on all networks?
NFL Network.
Okay. I'll be at work, but I'll be chiming in.
Well, you can watch it on your phone.
Oh, that's what I said. I'll be chiming in.
Yeah, you'll be chiming in. Yeah, I'll have to watch it on the laptop or the iPad.
Yeah.
So who you got? Who you picking?
I'm going to take my Raiders just because I think I'm not going to say we have the better offensive line. I just think that our running scheme is just a tad bit better than the Steelers. And I know that we have a good running game. I mean, we're good run defense. Even though the Patriots torched us yesterday, but I believe our run defense is just a tad bit better. And for some odd reason, the defense plays better on the road.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? Your team is 4-1 in the last 5 games.
Playing good, and they've been winning these one-score games. So I think the Raiders win. I believe. I wouldn't be shocked if it goes overtime. But I believe we're going to have to do what we did against the Patriots. We're going to have to. Derek Carr is going to have to put it on the back, and it'll be a close game. It won't be like somebody's blowing somebody out. I believe it's going to be a competitive, close game. But I think the Raiders pull it out. I think Money Carlson wins it for us.
I was going to say he's about due for a game-winning field goal. I was going to say that.
And believe me, it's hard to go against Mike Tomlin, just knowing that he always going to have his team prepared to play a football game, and they're never going to be out of a game, ever.
True. But the only reason why this time I'm going against Tomlin is because they have struggled at the big catch-up ball this year. They are 2-4 at home. That's very, very unsteeler-like.
Yeah.
Very unsteeler-like. So I agree with you. I'm picking Carlson on a last-second field goal, as he did against the Browns last year in the cold to not get through. Now we head on to Christmas Day because we got 3 games on Christmas Day. The Dolphins at home against the struggling Packers. They're back in the sounds of South Florida. I normally don't go against Aaron Rodgers, but the synergy is just not there. Okay. I don't think the synergy is there. So I think this is the game Miami gets right. I think Miami gets right.
Yeah.
And I think this is where the Dolphins get their 9th win of the season.
Yeah.
And they get back on track.
Yeah.
On the schedule, this game looked like it was going to be intriguing, but both teams are at 4 wins. But nonetheless, it's the John Elways, as you like to call them, against the Inglewood Rams. I don't think Russell Wilson will be back, but you know what? I'm going to ride with Baker Mayfield just because I like the story, even though unfortunately it came at your team's expense. To do what he did, it is still pretty freaking awesome because you just wouldn't expect that. So I'm going to pick my division rival, which is normally something I don't do, but I don't think Brett Ribbit can do back-to-back games like that what he did against Arizona.
Yeah, give me Baker.
I was like, are you dare going to pick the John Elways? And then I really don't know. I really don't know why this is a Sunday night game. They could have picked a better matchup, but nonetheless, we have the Buccaneers and the Cardinals in the desert.
Oh, I think Tom Brady gets it right.
I agree.
But Jesus, that's a horrible game.
It is, and it's on NBC too. I don't get it.
It's been a great time to flex out another game.
Heck, you could have put the Raiders and Steelers on NBC and put the Buccaneers and Cardinals on Thursday.
Totally agree.
Or heck, I'm shocked they didn't put the Cowboys and Eagles on Sunday night.
Right.
But then again, that would have been twice because their first matchup was on Sunday night.
This is true.
But anyhow, and then I think is this the final Monday night game of the year? Or do they have one more? Oh, they got one more. Okay, so it's not the final Monday. The next to last Monday night game of the year. And I don't know why they got this one on Monday night, but nonetheless, we have the Chargers and the Colts that blew a 33-0 lead at home.
You already know who I'm picking on that one. Don't even ask me to even speak on that.
Oh Lord, he said, "Nah, do we really have to pick?" No. So we will see if it's the Ravens or the Falcons because he picked the Ravens. I picked Atlanta. He picked the Cowboys. I picked the Eagles. So we'll see if that will do anything in the standings. Really interesting. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. So we just found out in the passing of former head coach Mike Zimmer's son, Adam, was that alcohol was the cause of his passing away on Halloween, as he was 38 years old. Also, Colts Jonathan Taylor, he's done for the year. That's why he did not play in the game against Minnesota after he got injured. Tough season for him, but I think he'll bounce back. For the Bengals, Sam Hubbard, he'll miss some time. He looks to be back at the end of the season. Vander Esch has an injury, but it was not because of his neck. Like we said, we are 26 minutes from the bowl game. The
that on here pretty soon. Yep.
Yeah,
right on time.
the Myrtle Beach Bowl between Connecticut and Marshall.
Oh yes.
And got one bowl game Thursday, one bowl game Wednesday, 2 on Friday, 1 on Saturday, 1 on Monday, and then a whole plethora of games on heading towards the week. Your Seminoles are on Thursday the 29th. Hopefully you're off that day against Oklahoma. And that's all I got. Anything else you want to close with, sir?
Oh, sir. Just that was a wacky sports weekend, and we got more wacky sports weekend as when the playoffs gets near, games get weirder and teams make great runs. So I'm just all in for some good sports.
Yes, indeed. As always, we thank you for watching. For those that subscribe, we thank you. Eventually, we are working on trying to go live on the YouTube page itself.
Yes,
we're trying to figure that. We're trying to figure that out. So, bear with us, because that's our next goal, to get live on YouTube. But we thank you for watching. He is Mizzle. I am Dub. This has been another edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show. And as always, it is 5 o'clock. Some damn where.
Even though I'm drinking water
right said. And with that said, you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday. It's Victory Monday for him. I've been on Victory Monday since Thursday. So 3 out of the last 4 weeks, our teams have won games.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Indeed. So we'll say so long for now, and we will see you on the next edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show.
Yes, sir.